person you saw in front of the camera was much more tame than the person behind the scenes.
That's never listen, man.
When there was an issue or there was turbulence in whatever like business that was going along with the journey, like it was there was Joe. That's all everybody needs to know.
Fam, no black creator that I know or deal with will knowingly not participate in every revenue stream that they are responsible for bringing in. That's just how I'm on it, man. I know what you do. I know what I do. I know what Charlamagne do. I know what Rob Markman do. I know what Elliot B. Dot do. I know what Gilly do. I know what everybody do. I know what happens if everybody stops. So, I'm not playing with none of these niggas, man. I'm not. I'm out here. I'm on it.
Hey, I'm going to be honest, though. I felt really torn and hurt when I saw you and Charlamagne like kind of have a back and forth, because I do think you guys not only are counterparts, not only are trendsetters for just everybody and just content, entertainment, and just all the personalities that's in this hip hop shit. You guys do shit a different way, and I was watching y'all kind of go back and forth, and I was like, feels like a messy breakup, and I'm like a stepchild.
No. Let me be clear. That was stupid.
Really?
Fam, who's into multi-millionaires fighting? Like Charlamagne is a multi-millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
Joe is a multi-millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
Charlamagne want to help black people. Joe want to help black people. Anything in between that is ego and emotion. And we don't need that. That ain't what we on right now. If niggas want to not fuck with each other, cool. But everybody using their platform to tear down other black niggas, it ain't really the time for all that. Charlamagne could do everything that he's doing and it not interfere with me. And I could do the same. That shit is corny. I just need to let niggas know that when there's a smear campaign going on and I find out the root of it, I'm going to respond accordingly. But other than that, that shit was whack. I'm not with that. I support whatever that nigga doing. Do that shit. And if niggas support me or not, the plan is the plan. I'm doing it. It don't matter.
Well, I seen you. The Joe Budden Network is a thing now, if it wasn't already. But I see you pretty much announcing a slate of shows or something like that, because I see you announce that there's a podcast with some women. I think Bridget Kelly's a part of the group. Let me ask you, and again, I want to remove whatever you got going on, because like we've had not only debates about hip hop, but debates about business and how we see shit, right? You've been through the music industry. You've seen the finesse, the screw up. You the first nigga who told me, act. When they tell you it's the good look, that's the finesse. And I was like, because we're getting mad opportunities thrown at us, right? So I'm listening to everything you're saying, which, by the way, I still believe, which if no one ever knew, we were supposed to be on Wild and Out. Joe definitely turned that out. Joe definitely turned that bullshit. Yeah, we were, nigga. Yeah. Because I was just happy to be there. I was like, yo, let's do Wild and Out. It was everyday struggle, Wild and Out. Let's go. Joe was like,
when Joe finds out how much Joe is bringing in, it ain't peaceful time. These academics will change their whole business model right before your very eyes. Listen, it's all about the consumer experience. Spotify was all about making the consumer happy. Somehow it went from that to playlisting. Playlisting was the big bet, right?
yeah.
And then it went from that to something else. When this switches, people switch. The goals switch. So the plan when Joe came in the building might have been one thing. But by month 6, when we see what Joe is doing, oh no, we got to go find 10 million more of these and let's go.
All right, let me ask you a question. Nostalgia question then.
Troy, in here, you are a bum, and they do not want you in Japan.
Joe, hold on. Before you get no, because I like this type of talk.
Because you just say you miss me, nigga.
I do.
Just say you miss me.
No, I do. Listen, Joe, I'm telling you, man, you get rid of the two stooges, me and you do something great, man.
Yo, why do you keep coming at my guys, man? Get the fuck out of
Not, yo, Joe.
Hey,
Joe,
wait, hold on. Do you believe that Rory sent the goons to your house?
No, it's not good. Joe, I'm going to play I have my security camera recorded. I saw it with my own eyes.
I will fight Rory myself if Rory sent goons to your house. Shut up.
Hold on. Joe. Hold on. Since I'm here.
Shut up.
Wait. Hold on. You know that guy's handwriting. You know he signed off on a lot of postal deliveries. You sent me a Hallmark card.
Let me see.
Look. Oh, here we go.
Let me see.
That's come on.
I don't know who the fuck A Stooge is.
I call both of them stooges. Yo, Joe, listen. My whole thing is why I call them stooges. Joe, I'm gonna be honest with you. They're the Migos in terms of they ad-lib when you're giving content. Nigga, there's a point while you're going on your rants, you look at these bums and you say, nigga, talk. Like, fill it in. Like, you're carrying them on your back. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
not true. That is not
listen,
true.
Joe. And by the way, the only reason why I got at them is because I think the view that I come from and the view that I think you also share is that, like, you could criticize me on some shit 100%, whether I like it or not, it's Joe. Them, you know how you said that Andy Schultz, but it's Andrew Schultz. You said Andy Schultz was carried on the back of a black man, which is Charlamagne. You don't think you carried Rory? Come on.
No.
No one knew who he was.
Well, that's not fair because you talking about fame. You talking about fame.
Joe. Okay, let me call you hypocrisy. Andrew Schultz has about 80,000 people who subscribe to a Patreon to watch him do a podcast that Charlamagne is not on, which means he took the ball, even if Charlamagne gave him initial introduction, he took the ball and ran. Rory and the dude I call Mealy Mo, like, listen, they've done nothing. When I listen to the podcast, like, and usually because you're addressing a topic, they're ad-libbing you. They're not even B mics, not C's. They're like, you're the A mic, they're the F mic.
I disagree. I think there's a such thing in basketball as the isolation play. And sometimes you got to move out the way.
Joe, you know this. You know this.
That's not true. Sometimes you got to move out the way and let a nigga cook. Hey, Ash.
Yo, Joe, you're Kobe. You're Kobe, they're Luke Walton.
Listen, when me and you did our show, right? When we did our show, there were some days where you came in hot about some shit that I wasn't necessarily hot about, and I moved out the way.
No, listen. To me, I'm a realist. I always like to say, listen, if everyday struggle, which only lasted for 9 months for me and you, if people are saying this was so historic, blah blah, I give you the Jordan role. I give you the Jordan role. I take the Pippen because you know what? You did more than me. You get me? I was getting my legs under myself, 100%. So I give you that. But of course, at times,
but I got the best
did I do my thing? Yeah.
But I got the best pod, so you got to let niggas live.
No, because you're Kobe in it, man. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You're playing like Kobe doing a rape trial, man. Like, everything is going in. They're shooting from half court. Like, it's cool. That's what I'm saying.
It's a clear out because, listen, this is my serious answer to this. I know we're playing around right now, but my serious answer to this is Rory and Maul and Parks and Savon and my whole squad, they couldn't speak to the degree that Spotify was handling us. That was only Joe. There was nothing for them to say in that. Like, they didn't know. I tried. Wait, let me talk. I tried my best to shield my niggas from some of the offensive, insulting things that Spotify was doing. Like, so they wouldn't know all of this stuff. They was finding that stuff out in real time with y'all. Because Joe was talking.
Wait, let me ask you a question. And you don't have to answer, by the way, too. Do they talk to Spotify or do they talk to you?
Well, when you say Spotify, you talking about...
So, for example, with Complex,
departments.
you talk to... Me and you used to while you smoked your cigarette, waiting for your car. We used to basically run out the building because we thought they had cameras or some other shit. You're a little paranoid. And we'd be like, yo, this is what they're telling me. What are they telling you? But we're both speaking a complex individually. I'm asking you because when I'm listening to you, it feels like you're the only one speaking to Spotify, which obviously is a different discussion.
Yeah, but remember, none of us really spoke to Spotify, if you want me to be honest with you. Like, we
You
was
and
all,
Ian speaking to Spotify. That's facts.
whoa. Only on the renegotiation time. And only when they was trying to pump something through. This is an independent outfit. So we went to work for 2 years on our own, the way we was doing.
You
Without
say you
them.
met hold on. You say you met in the Mondrian with Carl Cherry and a couple other people. Like,
No, that was before the deal got done. That
yeah,
was just Joe. Joe was going to take a mid-roll deal for advertising with the pod for $250,000, and I think that's when my Barstool deal had just got taken off the table, and Spotify called with a 7-figure offer.
that's why you're slandering my man Dave Portnoy. I heard it because I was thinking about where's Joe.
No. I like Dave. I don't like
Nah, you've been
that
getting at him. You've been getting at him.
because I don't like white people that say nigger and are empowered to say nigger by their black employees. I don't like that. But Dave is a genius.
Is that current or some shit that was like?
It came out current.
Okay.
I didn't know that Dave Portnoy had ever said nigger. Dave and his homegirl, I forgot her name right now. They are geniuses. You got to deal with Dave.
Yeah.
He's a genius. He's not leaving. You got to deal with, I think her name is Erica. They are
Yeah.
geniuses over there.
I felt something happen because you put me on. You know, like I love business. When you tried to get me to do a podcast a couple years ago, which by the way, you definitely were right. I told you this before, right? But I didn't see the business shit happening then, and I was like, why? I was like, yo, I put in work in YouTube and other avenues until those became viable businesses. Why am I going to do it again in a space that maybe I don't need at the time? You were definitely ahead of your time in saying, no, it will be, trust the process, right?
I've been ahead of my time since 2001. I've been an accurate digital forecaster since 2001.
That's fair to say.
Yeah, no, I'll
That's
be
fair to
right
say.
about
Hold
shit
on.
sometimes.
Wait, but that's my gripe with you, Joe. My gripe is like, because you're so ahead, everything tells me that after Spotify, you do not sign to a DSP or any other conglomerate. Maybe some shit just for ads, but you do it yourself. I was like, yo, man, Joe is like you're talking that Kanye West shit, or Kanye's talking your shit, whatever the case is. And I'm like, yo, if Joe goes to Amazon, if he goes to Apple, and I don't know, even if they give him a bigger check, whatever the case is,
It would be a
I'm gonna
Joe
look at him
Budden
and be like,
Network
yo,
merger.
Joe.
It would be a merger. See, that's the difference. You got to learn on your way. Whatever I did with Spotify, they gave me my millions of dollars, and that's what I needed at the time for capital to fund my ventures. But now that I got it. I walked away from Spotify and nothing about my lifestyle changed. Like the
Yeah.
same way I told Charlamagne, you can't say Joe is a bad businessman when Joe is a multi-millionaire man times over on his own accord. Not with a company, not with signing my life away.
Yo,
Think about that. Wait. Hold up. You just heard bum-ass Troy Ave sit here and talk about being blackballed. You hear the Pain and 6ix9ine voice when he talk about being blackballed. Joe was blackballed.
no, you weren't.
You wasn't outside when I was blackballed.
No.
But it's
Hold
fine.
on, Joe. Okay. In certain corporate, all right, I'll give you that. Okay, because of your label situation, I get it. I just these days, I think beyond the label. I think, yo, when you're talking about blackball, DSPs don't fuck with you. Radio programmers don't fuck because really labels are so fractured. You don't need a label if you have a real connect with the DSPs and radio. You feel me? Like that's pretty much it. After that, you just need a budget to put up billboards.
Ack, do you know how many times my name was typed into the internet last month?
You tell me. You probably know.
I do know, but guess.
3 million.
I'm gonna give you one more guess.
Am I too high? A million?
400 million times.
It was typed in.
400 million times.
What do you do with that information?
And that's just the thing. What does
Yo.
each person do with that information? Hold up for a second. I'm telling you a story about Joe, who was blackballed by an entire industry. Still, they abusive fuck. He's a dog fucker. All of this shit that's just not true. You know what these people see when they look it up? 400 million times. Like, the ship has sailed. Like, you can't cancel it. It's greater than you now. Like, I'm here to work. And I have data and metrics that show Joe works. Joe works. I don't want to hear nothing about this other shit. I'm out here. It's over. It's over now. Stop it.
All right. So again, nostalgia shit again. But I want you to speak to what you were going to use this information for. I remember. So we show up early. I mean, you do your thing. You go get your little sandwich, blah blah blah. Whatever. Meet up in the green room. Check this out. You say, Ack, could you find out the numbers of since we've been here, month over month, how the views for other shows have increased, how the subscriber, what did you do with that? I get it. What did you do with that?
I can't. That we can't say publicly. But what I could say is,
or how do you interpret that? How do you interpret, like, you know, how do you? So fine, you get the data.
Wait, the nigga in the comments said they was trying to say Joe Biden.
Hey.
The key is, listen, and this is the most important thing because I don't want to ramble on. The key is, how do we get our information? What does the information say, and what should say, and what do we do with it? There's too many creators that are taking a quick check, and they're
in the chat. Yo, Tony, delete
I've
that.
been bummed. I've slept in parks. I've been a pillhead. I've been a dust head. I've been an alcoholic. I've been all of these things. So for me, right, it ain't about no money right now. It's about who treats you the best, what terms are the best, who's gonna give you the information. They all fighting for information, They selling our information. And we just out here creating shit. No.
Hey.
No.
Joe, all right, Joe, explain to me. All right, another thing I want you to explain. Again, my questions are a little bit different because it's also, I'm using all the information that comes from people who I look at as being ahead of and a little bit in different places than I am. You, Charlamagne, to be specific, to also get me armed with information that when I get in that position, I act accordingly.
But you're in that position.
Okay, no, you're right. But that's what I'm saying. Let me ask you a question. When you went to Complex 3 years ago, and you told them about podcasts, and you had an idea of a network, they didn't. Yeah, whatever, cool. If they had offered you that,
but wait. But let me just cut you off. Not that they didn't get it yet, I offered them my podcast, a new podcast with me and you, the Everyday Struggle audio as a podcast, and one more podcast for $40,000 a month. And they said no. That's not, I don't get it. That's, I'm far away from getting it. So if you a creator and you in a building with niggas that's far away from getting it, you gotta go. That was the best show ever made. And me and you was awesome. But as long as Rich fucking Antonelli has something to do with this,
he's a good guy. Hold on, Joe.
Man, fuck Rich. No, he can be a good guy. No. He can be a good guy. He just didn't get it. That's all. It's nothing wrong. He just didn't understand.
Wait, hold on. But I know you lay all the blame at his feet, but you know, in a corporation, just like with Spotify, there's a lot of bureaucratic red tape you got to deal with. And you might just think, or for the regular listener, like, yo, hey, it's just one guy who's saying yes or no to anything Joe asked for.
No.
Not the case. It's board meetings, like, yo, it's a million different things.
It's 17 different departments. And guess what? It's somebody at the head of each one of them. Rich Antonelli sat at the head. So when it went up to 17 different departments, it ended with him. And Spotify, Dawn sits at the head. Thank you, my bro. I appreciate that, man. See, look, guy driving by recording me at home. You got the best podcast. I appreciate that. Listen, at Spotify, it was Dawn. It could go up 20 different departments, but it's going to live and die with Dawn. Dawn wasn't there when I got there. Dawn don't know nothing about a podcast. They just bring in big TV wig people so they could scale. Fuck that.
Hey,
and I don't talk too much here. I don't talk too much already on here.
Joe, regressing a little bit, because this is what I was going to ask you before you cut me off when I was asking. You remember when we started that Everyday Struggle, right? I remember it was the first time I ever walked in the complex. I don't know if you've been there before. Maybe you have. But once we started, I believe the day after, maybe 2 days after, at least, I don't know if you were told, but they told me, because there was a whole section full of people and computers. They said, all of them got fired. And I said, why? And they said, listen, they're mostly print writers for this and third. We're switching to video. Now, I didn't take that as much during that time. But it was complex, and them acquiring just your talent and my talent and making the show. They clearly said, these people, maybe they were needed before, but now they're expendable. Be gone. Never really read into that, but now, just hindsight is 2020. I'm asking you, what did it say to you? Because, a lot of times when we were talking, I was a lot of times trying to figure out, like, I didn't get the mentality. You get me? And you were reading a lot of things from a perception level that you also listen. We've had so many like moments in there, but I remember you were like, Fuse TV. They're taking our shit that we signed a deal to only be on YouTube, and they're upstreaming it to linear. They're putting it on TV. Big fucking problem. Another big fight in the whole building. Uneasiness. Again,
Spotify just made that same announcement, by the way, that we're taking all our original shows and we're making television shows and upstreaming them to TV. My fight is exactly the same as it was. Like, Complex is doing the same thing that Spotify did. Like, it's the same shit. When they fired all of those print writers, it told me that we was a hit, and we were so much of a hit that they're changing the entire business model of this company, like I told you 20 minutes ago. Hey, when I got to Spotify, you know what they said? Hey, this ain't a music platform anymore. Hey, this is a podcasting platform now. That's what it said. Hey, when I went, you don't know, but I went and had another meeting with Rich Antonelli and Cornell. We had one more sit down.
I heard about it, I think.
Just to try to see if we could do it, because it was the greatest show in the world, right? And people work with people that they don't get along with all the time. So we had one more sit down. And me and Ian said, Rich, just so we're clear, because we have a YouTube page and we know how much we're making from our YouTube page. How much are y'all making off the YouTube from Everyday Struggle? Like the Everyday Struggle uploads. How much are y'all making from that? And why aren't we privy to it? Wouldn't that be important in renegotiation time? You know what Rich said? Same thing all these companies said. Well, we're using that money to pay for a staff of over 400 people. Know what I said? 400 people don't work for Everyday Struggle. Hey, nigga, it's 10 of us that come in here in the morning. You think I give a fuck about 400 people? No. Oh, so you telling me that I'm now paying for your payroll of your entire company? You think John will be all right with that? No. We walked away from that table. Because it's like, fair, how much are you going to take? And that's creators' problem. We broke, and we ain't never had shit because of oppression. So we just taking whatever they throw our way. But this is the time for that to change. There's too many of us that built this from the ground up. All we got to do is tell these niggas no, suck our dick.
People just can't do it like how you do it. Joe, you're a little abrasive. Joe, Yo, you know how ballsy it has to
Oh,
be.
yo, it's Big Ant, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politician TV. I put this up on the channel. This, I guess you could call a conversation interview between DJ Akademiks and Joe Budden. They actually had went live earlier today, and they was on there for a while. Some of the information that came out between them got cut off because of the Bluetooth in my whip. Because I actually had it playing in the whip, and then my battery died on my phone. But I caught a lot of it. They talked several things, but you heard what you heard here. This is what I be liking to see in the game, where they giving niggas the information, they telling niggas what's going on in the meetings. And I always felt like Joe gave a lot of that game. He's always been a nigga that was talking, creating from the jump, and the creators getting majority of the stake in their creation, as opposed to giving it away to the sellers, the distributors, or the record labels, or anything. So he really pushing that narrative now. They talked about some other things too, but I was mostly focused on the information for a nigga like myself who do interviews, podcasts, and everything like that. And then, I know a lot of rappers. I done like 300 interviews. So just me knowing a lot of rappers, that also, because I like to get a rapper's information that I can. A lot of them don't listen. I say about 90% of the rappers I deal with don't listen. But, they can't say I didn't tell them the information that I found out for the people who are sitting in the meetings where the cameras are not. That's why this conversation was important. A lot of people ain't gonna give a fuck, but if you trying to rap, you trying to know the business, this was a good conversation to know. Take this and do what you want with it. If it don't apply, let it fly, whatever. That's what this video is about here, man. 1,000.